Welcome back to the Eye of Jupiter podcast. I'm your host, Tom Franklin. This is the Eye of Jupiter live, coming to you every Friday at 6:45 in Eastern Standard Time. Today I was supposed to have on the wonderful Ginza Brickets, but for some reason he couldn't make it. So I have a special guest lineup for you guys. If you keep coming back to the Eye of Jupiter podcast, please do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. If you follow me over on the MP3 side, go over there and leave me a rating, especially if you're on Spotify. Every little bit helps. Who is the special guest? Who is the person who jumped into the deep end with me like he always does, like I have with him in the past? Good friend of mine, the one and only Daniel Cohoon from the Magical Journey podcast. What's up, buddy? I can't hear you. Your microphone's off. Yeah, I can see that it's off. Okay. Now it's even worse than before, man. It's even worse than before. Yeah, I can't hear you. Maybe jump out and come back in real quick. I'll hold down the fort, okay? Okay. All right. So yeah. Well, he came in, he had to go, do some cleaning up and all that. And then when he came on, we had like a minute left and I was like, oh, you're a little scratchy, but I got to go on. But we're here, guys. Hello, Pam. Hello, Northwest Native Tracker. Hello, Jim. Hello, everybody out there, all five of you. Since I am lacking a guest tonight, I am going to give you updates about what's coming up in the future. So let me go ahead and look at my handy-dandy cell phone here. Thank you for the heart, whoever gave me the heart. And let's go into the content. If you want to become a member, please go over there and do that as well. I always put up at least 1 to 2 extra videos a month that come out a little bit earlier. That way you can get your favorite episodes early. Let's see here. Videos. Okay, so coming up on the video side, I recently dropped an episode about vampires that came out last week. That's a very interesting episode. We are currently at 144 views. It's not the best in the world, but it ain't the worst in the world. Really interesting stuff. We talked about not only physical vampires that this gentleman ran into while in South Carolina, I think in a cemetery in South Carolina, in Savannah. You know how spooky that place can be. Let's see. Let's try him again. All right. Let's just see.
Okay.
No, buddy. Do I out there, everybody? Do I sound fine, or is it me maybe not perceiving him well? Or is it? Oh, hi, Sarah. Do you guys also hear Daniel's distortion, or is it just me? Because I heard my intro just fine. Now I don't hear you at all. Your microphone's off again.
Okay.
Still the same, my friend. Still the same. Tom sounds great. Sounds like feedback. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so yeah. When you're moving, whatever you're moving, I hear it. Hey, what's up? What's up, Darren? What's up? Sarah's here. My lovely woman is here. We'll let the magic take your time, buddy. And every once in a while, see if I can hear you. I don't hear you. At all now. Oh, hello.
Test. I don't. Hey. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That sounds great, dude. Welcome to the show. Hi, Chris Kramer. What's up, brother? How's it going, dude? All right. Let me go through this. But first of all, go ahead, dude. First of all, how in the hell are you?
Other than frazzled from trying to figure this mess out, I'm doing friggin' awesome.
Yeah, you look good, man. You look good. You got a little glow in your cheeks. You got a little pep in your step. I like that.
Honestly, it's just waking up and Celsius energy drink. It's like I haven't even had water yet. I just went straight for the can.
I'm with you, man. Yeah, so like my guest was supposed to come on tonight, and he said, "Yeah, I'll be there." And then like 20 minutes before, it happens to you too. That's the thing with lives, man. That's what bugs me about lives. I love talking to guests, and I love all the interaction on the side. People, promoting their shows. I always pop them up for them. Whoever jumps in, I love all that. But for me, it's always that tension of maybe they won't show up, and I don't enjoy that. Do you have that same feeling?
There are days. It really depends. I had 2 weeks in a row. I had guests cancel on me.
I remember that. Yes.
And I was so frustrated. But lately, I've been hitting it pretty well. My guests tonight they're already excited. Jenny and Mike are coming on tonight.
Oh wow, dude, that's fantastic.
They're super excited about that. They've got the young lady who did the investigation on their house joining them. That's the first time I'm going to be doing an
investigation.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a whole thing that went on with that. And
okay, so I'm going to have to contact them and have them on after the October 31st show. Yeah, definitely going to do that. All right.
Oh my God. So let me tell you, October 31st. I'm still trying to figure that one out because I'm going to be the only one here that night. So I'm going to have to play Candy Police. And so I'm probably going to have to do that. Yeah. Whatever. Oh my God. Who the hell has Halloween on freaking Fridays? Okay. So I'm going to have to do a pre-record for that night. And I still have no clue what I'm doing yet, but it'll happen. It will happen. So in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, I'm Daniel Ian Cohoon with Magical Journey Podcast. I kind of jumped on tonight to help Tom out because, of course, live shit happens and life happens. So, Darren, how are you doing, dude? I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, man, he's been busy, bro. He's been busy. Oh, he's got some information. He's been trying to get that one out. Yeah, eventually maybe you'll come on the show or whatever, or direct me to the person I should be contacting, dude. Oh, welcome Northwest Tracker. I've been trying to get her on for so long. It's going to be one of those episodes whenever she does or is able to figure that out, dude. That's going to be amazing. Yeah, so you're going to have Jenny and Mike on tonight, man. I had them on about a month and a half ago, a little longer than that. And Mike was telling me about his experiences, but things have kind of picked up at his house. I don't want to jump the shark on your show, but maybe you can get a little preview about what's going to be coming up to get people interested.
I think we're going to mostly focus on the Florida experience. I really want to talk about at a later date. I want to talk about the stuff going on there, because here's the thing, but it kind of what's going on there now at their property kind of feeds into the research for the book that I'm working on right now. So,
title to be determined.
Right. Well, here's the thing. So I'm working on, because I had Trey Hudson and the most amazing Katie Page on my show recently.
Had her on last week, bro. I had her on last week. Yeah, bro.
And both of them have talked a lot about high strangeness. And so that's where I wanted to focus this book on, was high strangeness. And where Jenny and Mike currently live at is the area that I've designated as Zone 1 in the United States. Okay. So I have the area split up into 3 zones, and then there's non-zone areas that are high strangeness as well, that have specific categories, if you will, in this whole scheme of things. So they're in Zone 1, which starts with North Alabama and works its way up to the Ohio Valley area.
Okay.
So we're talking North Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. You can also include the Carolinas and West Virginia in that zone. This particular area corresponds really highly with some of the experiences that Katie talks about at Clearview, especially the humming and the knocking sounds underground. Now, how that correlates to Zone 1 is because she's in Zone 2 there in Colorado, Utah, those areas through there, going all the way down to New Mexico is all Zone 2. And then Zone 3 is Northern California, Oregon, Washington State. So all of these areas like experience some interesting things, but Katie in particular talks about the knocking and humming noises coming from underground. There have been several experiences of that, especially in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. People reported going hiking down trails and all of a sudden hearing this banging noise underground and sometimes humming. And they report getting nauseous and passing out and eventually being able to come to enough to get out of that area. And
Wow.
they were
That
they
sounds
were
similar
fine
to here.
afterwards. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
similar to here. Yes. That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
So these underground experiences that are happening are very common over there as well. So zone 1, zone 2 definitely have people saying, yep, this has happened here. You say it's happening down there in your area. That doesn't surprise me, because where like the area where you're at is a whole thing that I haven't even begun to touch yet. I'm still working on the states right now, dude. It's what we're experiencing here in these areas, and I live like in what's considered central Tennessee. It's outside of the Appalachia area, mostly. I'm about an hour away from Cumberland Ridge, which is their Cumberland Ridge areas between where I am and the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So with that, there's a lot of crazy stuff with the Cumberland area as well.
Yes.
They are in Appalachia. I, though, am considered outside of it because of our location, because anything in central Tennessee is the other place.
Yeah, but it's also differently active.
Very, very, because like I've done, so one of the things that I've done, and I've done this several times, I've gotten the same result. I had my dowsing rods out on more than one occasion, and I ask, is there a dog man within a mile of me? No. Is there a dog man within 2 miles of me? Yes. Every single time. So somewhere within a 2-mile radius going out toward the country area, there's definitely some dogman activity. I know there's Sasquatch activity because there's reports going back. Actually, one of the reports was a daylight report, 2 juveniles. I think one was 12 and one was maybe 13 or 14. Maybe they were actually both 12. Boy and girl both saw a Sasquatch in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is only 30 minutes from me.
Wow.
In broad daylight.
Okay.
And they described it with such detail. They didn't even refer to it as being furry. They said it had hair. So its body was covered in hair, not fur.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. I had a gentleman on last night. Let me see if I can get his name, because it's somebody you should absolutely talk to. And his encounter, I want to like kind of highlight a little bit, because he kind of said the same thing. I had on Chester Smith. I don't know if you know Chester Smith. Do you know who you do? Do you know one Chester Smith?
I do not, but I have his name written down now.
Yeah, dude. He had the most. Okay, we always hear like the crazy dog man experience. They're much more aggressive, right? Mm-hmm. He was outlining this Sasquatch experience back in '88 that happened to him when he was living in some like holler in West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And he's just the things that he didn't notice then that he noticed after this happened to him. Like nobody had dogs outside their house. Nobody. Only his uncle had one really, really mean dog, and even he would bring that in at nighttime, right? No stray cats, never seen a deer, never seen a squirrel, rabbit, anything in his holler. And this is back in the 80s. You grew up around this time. You're like an 80s child. I'm a 90s child. So like when we were young like that, we would just bugger off, man. We would come home. All right, here's your bike. Get the hell out of here. And we would just go to our friend's house on a bike and you wouldn't see us anymore. We were just out and about, and that's the way the world was. He said, in this place, people would come home as the lights go out. If not, everyone got grounded, right? Except for him. He was allowed to, right? Because his parents didn't know anything about it, right? So he does this thing where he puts this a tent up in the woods because he wanted to go fishing at the spot on the weekend during the summer, right? This is just, it's incredible. You have to, it's coming up on the show, guys. I'll let him say it. When it comes from the horse's mouth, it's always better. But yeah, you know what I mean. That's why we do these shows, right? And so he did this thing where he went up there after he set it up on the week. Hello, Shade Viking. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. And so he puts up this like lean-to, and he puts a couple things up there, maybe a pot for a bowl of water. So he's like I think he's like 12, 13. And he's like, I'm going to go fishing for the weekend. He goes back up there, right? And he noticed a couple times while going up there, something followed him back. He didn't know what it was. He said he didn't follow the trails, but he would see indentations in the foliage and stuff. And he was just, really didn't pay too much attention to it. And on this time, he goes up there, and the whole lean-to, his whole campsite is completely destroyed. And he said, never do this. He said, never do this. He said, never go up there and then pee on the trees and mark your area. And that's what he did. And he says that's also the possibility of the 411. You go out there, because most guys, we just go and we actually pee on the tree. And they might see it as you marking the territory and then snatch her up. And I was like, I've never heard that. That's a really good theory. I'm enjoying that. So he suggests you dig a little hole, pee in it, and then cover it back up. That's what he was saying. All right, so he's leaving out of these woods. This thing is kind of following him. And then it like gets close and starts making noise, and he runs to his friend's house, gets in the door because that's the closest place he can get to. He's in there, he's watching TV, kind of calms down and forgets, and then the night time falls. So as he's walking home, he said there was only one house on the right side, or two, but this one was an old brick house. And he said he smelt this smell. He knew the walls were about 8 foot tall because the house was crumbling. He said he's seen this shadow stand up that was over 8 foot. I'm thinking 8.5, 9 feet tall. It starts running after him, bro. Starts running after him. He runs full speed down the hill. This thing literally grabs the back of his shirt and rips the back of his shirt off, dude. He gets to this house, runs in the bedroom, underneath the bed. His bedroom is like a 3-sided glass wall with a low, like a maybe a 3-foot wall of brick, and he has it all. He's like, that's no safe. And his dad's like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then his dad opened up the window and seen this thing looking at him, dude, and it just haunted him and bothered him for days on end, man. Have you heard of anything like this?
There have been some stories. I'm doing so much right now, digging into some stuff. I've got books and books and books. Articles on articles.
That's my buddy. That's my boy. Yeah, dude, I knew you.
Oh my God!
We have such different modus operandi.
But here's the thing of it: it's like I am working really, really hard on, trying to develop enough of outside information to put together to create this book. Kind of corresponding my experiences in Zone 1 with other things that have gone on. And of course, high strangeness in the area that I grew up in was almost an everyday thing. It was like, what the heck is going on now?
Hey, my buddy's here. God damn, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is my good friend Chris Barrett. He is a comedian that I've known for over 10 years. He is starting to middle. He's middling. He's a middle act now. You'll see him somewhere in America soon near you. He's a hilarious guy. Very dark material, but I started stand-up maybe 6 months before him. Very funny. Thank you so much, buddy. Love you, man. You know how it goes.
That is awesome. I love
that's my boy. That's my boy, man. That's one of my best friends in the whole world. Him and an Indian fella. He told me with all the craziness going on in the world, and he's so dark, and he goes, I want to make a sign and go out on streets, corners, and just put, somebody loves you. And I go, yeah, that's what you're going to do.
Wow.
And then I made fun of him for about 20 minutes and laughed at him. And he's like, no, I'm going to
That's
have to do that. I'm not
hysterical.
going to do that. That's what we do, man. Anyhow, yeah, go
Right.
check him out. Comic Chris Barrett over on Instagram. You can follow him on Facebook and all that. Comic Chris Barrett.
Wow. So one of the things that, and you're talking about, the craziness going on now. I've mentioned this several times in the recent past. And I think I mentioned this on your show during one of our past interviews, that the time period that we were entering at that time was a time of chaos and a time of transition and transmutation.
Yes.
And we are still going through that period of time in a very, very in your face kind of way.
Yeah. You know what I noticed today? So I'm tutoring now. You know that, right? That's what I do.
Mhm.
I'm an English tutor, and that's how I make my bones. I'm enjoying it actually immensely. And so I have most of my students are German because I speak German, and so this guy comes on, and I taught him about the Large Hadron Collider with like vocabulary and translated and put into like an article form. Thank you, ChatGPT, for all your help. And for real, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. And he didn't know anything about he's never heard of the Hadron Collider, which is amazing, right? Anyway, I found out that they discovered the Higgs boson particle in 2012. Magic, could you please tell me what else happened in 2012 or what was supposed to happen in 2012?
Well, there was supposed to be the Mayan calendar predicted the end of everything at that point.
Right. It
Uh,
just kind of links into what you're saying about the craziness. You know what I mean? What I'm
yeah,
trying to get to. Yeah.
yeah,
And I think if you look at like, like even like the Google searches, all, the words for, mansplaining and racism and all this stuff comes up all at one time. It's all at one time, and it happens. It's just weird how all yeah. I never heard about the Mandela effect before 2012.
mhm.
Nothing. Right around that time period, I started hearing these things. You start hearing about the Mayan calendar, and then you hear about the Higgs boson. What was it? Who else was it? There was another person. Oh, I had on that. What is her name? The lady. Okay. Remember you told me that I needed to contact this lady. You were talking about one of the most amazing episodes you ever had. What is her name? She's from Georgia. Marie.
That is Maria.
Yeah,
Maria
Maria.
with the time slip.
And she was telling me that's also around the same date.
Mhm.
Like with that, and I had her on with that time slip episode, bro. Oh my god. You were not
So
wrong.
the interesting thing about her case, and I
Look at
cannot
him.
I cannot reiterate this enough, okay? The interesting thing about her case was after the fact when Ashley Inc. put it out there about her story, somebody else from the other side of that story made contact with Ashley. So there
Yes.
was outside confirmation of the story.
Yes. With
And
the
it
AI picture.
right. Well, not only that,
Right.
but he had an actual picture of his father that he sent to
Yes.
them.
Right. She was comparing what she saw with and wrote in AI and then like ran it to her family members and said, "Do you remember this is what this guy looked like?" They're like, "Yeah." And then somebody reached out to her and the pictures
Mhm.
were almost identical. And not to mention what she said or this person said, we don't know he or she said about an experience he had one day at this particular location. It is a fantastic story. That one's coming up, guys. If not, you can go back into Magical Journeys. What episode was it, Ben?
Oh gosh.
You had it down the other day. I thought you remembered. Hey, what's up, James? Episode
I
83?
I think yeah, it's somewhere in there. Um yeah, I am so disorganized lately when it comes to some of this stuff because frankly, as crazy and hectic as the real world is lately, my my world, Daniel Land, is very crazy and hectic lately.
Is that next to
Um,
Graceland? Is that next to Graceland?
I'm on the other side of Graceland, actually. Graceland's in Kentucky or in Memphis. I'm in east or
Murfreesboro
central. Yeah.
or Murfreesboro. There, I don't know exactly where you are. It's not important, but somewhere
Actually,
around there. I can't believe I remembered that. To be honest with you.
that was episode 72.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So it was a little ways back.
that one's coming up, bro. That one, because you told me you were like, bro, and it's going to be dropped on the 7th of October. It's going to be called Ghost from the Future. Ghost from the
Yeah.
Future is the name of the episode, or at least on the tag. What is all this $5 donation again, bro? What's going on? What's going on? I love you too. He's going all out here. Good Lord. Why don't you just put it in 10? You probably get tax double on it, dude.
I mean,
Anyway,
there
one more
is
time.
that.
If he's going to pay, we're going to go ahead and give him his due. Pam pulled it up. If you guys want to go and check him out, he's all over the Detroit area. He's been to Chicago. He's been to, where else has he been? Atlanta. He's been in northern Indiana. He's been in Ohio. He's been around, man. I've known him. He's a very funny guy. I met him in Germany. He's a cool cat, and his stuff is weird, just to give you a heads up. But I love weird. You know that? He's weird. We're weird. We also fit together, guys. He just says the weirdness that we don't say. That's all it is.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's an incredible episode. I had a guy on talk about seeing giants where their feet were the size of like small SUVs, where it's picking up and the ground is shaking and his eyes are shaking. Just the most. That episode is already released on the members over there. You can go check that one out. It's just been, I've been very busy. I've been on the computer a lot. I'm on the computer 4, 5, 6 hours a day, which is a lot for me. Whether I'm editing, doing the show, looking for new guests or guests contacting me, looking up reasons why it's present perfect or present continuous tense and why I'm using the ing and the to be form and all that shit that I got to deal with. But it's quite satisfying. And it's been very busy for me too. I've actually was able to finally book out the rest of September, and I start on October. I'm going to have Katie back on hopefully. And I was hoping to get what's his face on today, my buddy Ginn, but a lot of things happen. He's been experiencing a ton of stuff. Have you ever seen any episodes with Ginn Sabrekis on my show?
I have not yet. I'm still like, dude, I am like way behind on.
Yeah, I understand. Trust me. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. You know how it is.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, I'm like, I can't. Now I'm trying to remember because at one time I was listening to some of the episodes on the way back and forth to work because I drive a lot now.
More than usual.
Oh God, yeah. Like this week, I had to go 2 hours to Lawrenceburg one way for one night. Then every single job I had this week was an hour one way every single night. So I was doing 2-hour drives a day, basically all week long or more. So yeah, there's a lot of driving involved lately.
Just life catches up to us, man. We're gonna get you up there. You already reached your 500, didn't you, recently within the last 2 weeks, correct?
I did. I'm at 520 now.
Ooh, that went quick.
We're looking at, I think it's like 300 and something view hours. The view hours, now I'm at the point where the view hours are going back and forth because of the year mark. So
this is one of my Mexican friends. What's up, Chewy?
Oh, yeah.
Get on the man. He's like, "What's going on, my friend?" Saka Erika. I think he's saying, "Go grab yourself a tea." I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking Tereca, man. I'm drinking Nestea. He's a cool guy. He got us into the Mexican Baseball League this year. The team from this city made it to the pre-championship part, and they lost. But yeah, we went out and I didn't get it. I was sick as hell. Remember, I had that cold there for a minute. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got everybody over. I had Sarah on the other day with Paul over on his show. Did you see that one?
I did not get to see it yet. It's in my queue to watch. She has some great stuff.
I actually went up and talked to her sister about that portal that opened up on her wall. So we went
Wow.
there on the 15th. So that was a couple days ago, 4 days ago. And it was Mexican Independence Day, right? So they had some food and stuff like, come on over with your daughter. So me and Katie went up there. Well, excuse me, I didn't want to say her name, but we went up there and she was like, hi, Angel, how's it going? There's somebody also from the city where I live, where I live in. Hi. Everyone say hi to Angel. Hi.
Hey.
She's actually been on the show too, guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's from wait, she's from Memphis. She's from
Yeah.
Memphis. Yeah, yeah, it's a small world, ain't it, buddy?
Really,
It's a
it
small world,
is a
ain't it?
very small world.
Yeah, so she was telling me, so the lights were out that night. She was in a hammock with her two daughters. Her daughters are like in their teens. And the lights were out because the lights go out here sometimes. And she seen this portal open up on the wall. And like it was a shadow in the corner where it had light around the edge. It was like an orangish light. It opened up and there was like a humanoid figure in there. Then within the last week, she had a dream where how was it? She had a dream where she was picked up by some beings and dropped onto another planet with a bunch of other different people trying to find food and shelter and things like that, and then sucked back and put back into her bed when she woke up.
Wow.
And I was like, you might. Oh, thank you, Pam. That's also my jungle adventure. She's been trying to promote that. It was my little documentary I did where I took a day trip out to a creepy church with some bones on the floor and
Right.
walked up a pyramid, bro, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw parts of that. I did not get to see the whole thing yet, but I saw parts of that.
Yeah, we're
That
busy,
was
man.
freaking creepy. So let me ask you, because you kept saying that there were, you said pentagrams painted on the wall. Were
One.
okay. Was it 2 up or 1 up on the point?
It was 2 up.
Okay, so it was a pentagram. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I know the difference. And here's the
just checking
thing.
because
No, that's fine. Because here's the thing. You guys don't understand. People don't understand, right? For someone to do that here in Mexico, this part of Mexico is a very poor part of Mexico. The southern part of Mexico, this is like the second or third poorest state in all of Mexico. So there's not much, there's no industry in the whole town. There's Coca-Cola. There's a company here that makes chips, and that's about it. You either work for the government or that's it, or you're construction or something like that. And so people do not spend money on spray paint, dude. They just don't. They just don't. Spray paint is like, 200 pesos a can. It's $10. They can feed their family for 3 days on that, So to see, and I didn't have it on video because that time I was like already kind of freaked out from the bones in the floor that we found there. So, and it was in a separate part. It's that part. If you go into the beginning of the video, you see me like walking and looking, and he puts the drone up in the air at the very beginning of the video. And it was like on the wall in the corner, like hidden in black. And there, I always hear, Mystery of the Mayans with Sarah. You got to check out that episode with Paul. And she comes on, and she actually spoke the best English I've ever heard her speak.
wow.
I was like, where is this coming from? She goes, well, when I have to, I will. I said, I guess so. So I guess she gets lazy around me. I don't know. But her mother has stories, man. They all have stories. Eventually, this is going to be like, 2-3 camera setup in a room that I rent, high speed cameras, switching of the cameras. And I'm going to have people come in, and hopefully by then I can afford some type of AI that kind of goes over top of this. So as I speak in Spanish, that it's then translated in English, and you guys get to hear the actual Mayans talk about the real craziness that goes on here. Yes, she was amazing, Pam. I agree. It's been weird, man. The stuff that falls into your lap sometimes, isn't it? Like you get in contact with one person and then they go, hey, you need to talk to this person. And the next thing you know, it's like it blows your mind and puts you in a different direction.
Right. Speaking of falling into our lap, I went with Austin and his girlfriend on an investigation in Kentucky recently.
No kidding. Oh wow,
And,
Paul. What's the name of his show again? What's the show?
Dead Chronicles.
The Dead Chronicles. Thank you so much. The Dead Chronicles. Go check it out, guys. All right. Yeah.
So Franklin, Kentucky is in a very interesting place because, first of all, I want to say it was the birthplace of Officer Mantell, who was the guy who expired in the plane crash there in that area. he was chasing a unidentified object, and his plane came down. He was driving a what was it, a Mustang F9, F91, I think, or something. It was a fairly big plane because dude was a
I think they're
fairly
P91. I think they're P91.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, okay.
He was a fairly good sized dude, 25 years old. First reported incident of somebody expiring because of a UFO incident. So he was born in Franklin. The incident happened not too far away from Franklin, and then on the other side, a few miles down the road, was Hopkinsville, which of course is where the Hopkinsville Goblin experience came from. The Kelly Hopkinsville incident was called. So this area was kind of right there in the middle. And I bring all that up to say this, talking about high strangeness. One of the buildings that we were investigating was an old prison. And there was a corner in the upper part of the building that I had a pretty heavy experience in, because Austin was staying there. He was like, tell me what's going on, tell me about this area. And I literally just could not even get the words out. It was so impactful.
Wow.
And then when I went down and was walking around the building, because I was taking a compass around to see if there was any weird energy fluctuations around the building, right there in that corner where that room was at, I walked into another area, whatever, freaking telemarketers.
I could definitely hear it.
Yeah, annoying as crap. The down on the ground beside
Chris
that.
Is crazy. Chris, what are you doing?
Evidently, he's excited
you're so stupid, dude. You're so stupid.
you got him on about something. He's $5
hey,
$5 foot long, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
$5 something.
So, right here in this area, there was like this. I walked into what I could only describe as a cone of silence. There was literally, it sounded like everything were miles away underwater.
Okay.
And there was like no air stirring. There was no feeling, no sense of smell, no nothing. So I told the guys, I was like, I went over to Austin and his girlfriend. I was like, you guys come over here with me and check this out. And we all stood in that one spot together, and was like, those telemarketers, right, James?
Yeah, right.
They're definitely Nephilim.
Something, dude. Good Lord.
They were nice enough to leave me a voicemail. That's great.
That's sweet.
The more things to delete. So I have a list of them to delete every day. This idiot. My grandma was white. Yeah, Darren. I use the dowsing rods a lot.
I've used them before too. They work.
They do.
I've actually drilled for water. It cost me money because every meter I go down was a lot of money for me, and I found the best location with the best depth using dowsing rods. I then marked it, closed it, blindfolded myself, walked in that area again, and it crossed right over the exact spot that I was, and it works, guys. And I don't know if you did do this or not, but this is what the people here told me, the Mayans. They said when you use the dowsing rods, when they cross, and you stomp on the ground, right? So they'll be like this, so fluctuate, and then you kind of walk back and they'll fluctuate away a little bit from the spot, and then you stomp on the ground and you think 10 meters, and it'll close a little bit. 20 meters, you'll stomp the ground and it'll close a little bit. And when you got to 25 meters, they'll X, and then you'll say 30, and then it'll go away. So it says, no, that's too deep. And then you go back, and I guessed it to be about 23 meters. and I hit water at 19.
Wow.
So, and then it actually, because of the pressure in the ground, it actually went up in the hole to 16. So that's incredible. And I've never done it in my life before. I never done it. I was just trying to clear my mind, think of water, just be that element, and it works, man. I even John, what is his name? The gentleman from Texas, John. He's a paranormal investigator. Where he was talking about where he can go
I know who
in.
you're talking about.
John Strobin.
Yes.
Strobin. You're right. And he was talking about where he can actually go and find people's keys.
Mm-hmm.
He can actually take the dowsing rods and go onto the map and say, yeah, they're here, and find them. It's a powerful instrument.
Yeah. I use them for yes and no questions in communication.
Okay, yeah. That's a good way of doing it, yeah.
And so that's one of many ways that I try to use for communication. It's one of the more successful ones for me. I have unilaterally, everywhere I've investigated in the last few months, using the dowsing rods, I've gotten some engagement where I've gotten no engagement from other instruments at some of these places. Speaking of investigating, I'm October the 11th. I'm going back to the Antoinette Theater in Pulaski to do another public investigation there. Regina, who is putting that on, she's a friend of Sin Schrader Hill, asked me to come and join them for that. So I'll be doing another investigation at the Antoinette Theater in October. That was down in the basement area where there's a portal in that building.
Okay.
I was able to get some communication with the dowsing rods there. So anyway, so the guys, I had Austin and his girlfriend come join me in the portal area, and they experienced the same thing. They were like, all the sounds sounded like it was underwater. There was no airflow. There was no sensation of anything. It was like you were in a void. And and we walked outside of it, and the sound returned to normal. Everything was normal again. And I said, see, here's what's happening. It's like, there's the corner of the building there. That's the room there. The portal is extending from that room and going down here. It's actually connected to the building and going down to the ground here. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but something is. That was also the same building that we were getting auditory, or not auditory, but we were detecting a lot of smells.
Okay.
In particular, there was a cologne smell at the bottom floor area, and there was an old man smell there that I kept getting. But the cologne smell, we were all experiencing that, and it was happening frequently. So this.
I don't know.
What did I do?
He's very funny. I use dowsing rods in my bedroom, and I've never seen them work. Weird. He's just a goofball, man. You'll learn.
How are we using those dowsing rods and for what?
Yeah. He's got that ability.
I see.
Yeah, but I had that experience one time too. We were scaring people in the sunrise. I think it's a Sunrise Cemetery in Manhattan, Kansas. When I was in the military, we were going through the cemetery, and we were going to walk people through it, and like come out from behind the tombstones with like ghouly costumes to scare people, and then the police chased us out of there. One guy actually jumped the fence and got away, but we got caught. Yeah, one time it was a family cemetery, and we actually walked down this dirt road, and there was a ditch, and then we were trying to not, because I was wearing like this black long robes. I was 20. Come on, guys. 21 years old. And we seen this car coming over. Oh my God, they can't see us. So we ran, and I ran down the ditch, up the hill, and I ran right into a barbed wire fence.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, they work.
Yeah,
But
that's one of the reasons why. Yeah. So, and that was one of the really cool things
oh
about.
wow, look at that. She said she's experienced the cologne smell as well. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you so much, Angel.
Yeah, see, that's Memphis in itself is a huge area of just a lot of paranormal activity. There's a lot of high strangeness in Memphis. The the thing that Memphis has a very dark energy around it, a very dark energy. It's over and around the entire city. And that's one of the reasons why I avoid that area. It's just, it's, I call it like almost a dome of darkness over that whole city. Um, so I just kind of, I don't know, I avoid Memphis with a passion. I know people that live over that way. They've asked me to come visit them before. I'm like, yeah, no, let's not do that.
Wow,
Um,
Darren writes Memphis is as paranormal as New Orleans.
it is. It's very active in Memphis. New
I was
Orleans
actually
is.
I was actually stationed on Fort Riley, Kansas. I don't know how much you know about that place. It's the most Fort Riley, Kansas. It's right in the middle, pretty much in the middle, a little bit more east. But that place is where the pandemic of 1919 kicked off, or 1917, with the Spanish lady. That actually started right there. And
Mhm.
they have all the old buildings there. There's stories of where MPs, there's like a bunch of cemeteries in there, and the MPs would be driving along past one of these cemeteries on a back road in the middle of nowhere on the fort, and there was a candle sitting on one of the posts of the fence, and and then when they turn around and come back, it's all in the stories of the place where soldiers actually spoke out about it, and then they came back and it disappeared. We were walking through these cemeteries at night all the time, and one person was actually running and got grabbed by their foot and tripped as they ran out of the cemetery. That happened to somebody. And I was talking about that zone that you were talking about. There was this one place that my friend, he loved this stuff. His name was Kyle Sproul. He's a former military guy with me, and he was talking about this one place. It was like a mausoleum that was dug into the ground partially,
Mhm.
like halfway. And he says, when you go down there, tell me what you feel. And it wasn't maybe the ground was here on my chest, and I'm 6'3", so maybe 5 foot. And when you get in there, you got this sense of feeling warm. It didn't sound like you were underwater. It sounded like you were behind like a plexiglass. Like you
Mhm.
would hear the cars and the wind around you, but you wouldn't feel it in there, and you would feel like this warmth. And he was like, "Do you feel that? What do you feel?" And I told him. So we had that, double blind placebo.
Right,
and,
right.
and he told me, the story about this woman who was like so pure heart and got offed and then buried there. And there was a lot of like grief in the town and stuff. So I've experienced it as well. It's a weird feeling, but
Mhm.
it's not as bad as the other things that I've seen. My other stories that have been said a million times. Um, yeah. Tell me what's coming up with your show, man. We got 10 minutes here. You're gonna have Mike and Jenny on today
I
from
am.
what with the mystical mountain creations. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. I've got Mike and Jenny and Heidi coming on today. I'm hoping
Hmm.
I'm pronouncing the name right. I'm horrible with names. I'm horrible with everything lately. Like mentally, I'm just fried. Let me jump back here for a second because I've got them coming up tonight, right after the show, 7:15 Central Time.
Right.
Um, a haunting in Florida. The next week after that, I have Harley Owens coming on.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
again, yeah, I haven't had him on in a bit. I think Harley is. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah. He's coming on. We're going to talk about the LBL,
Oh, he's
which,
been out to the LBL recently.
well, he moved from, he was in living over near the LBL for a period of time. They're about to move back to East Tennessee, but
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
They moved over that way for a period of time, so his wife could do some schooling over there, and so that's coming up the following week after that. And then the next thing that I've got coming up after that, what is it? That's weird. That's so weird. Well, because my phone is trying to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Regina is the lady that's doing the public investigation. We're going to be talking about paranormal investigations coming up here in about 14 days.
Okay.
And then we've got the Halloween show, which I have no clue what's going on with that yet. I just know that stuff is going to happen.
Well, it's going to be on the 31st, guys. Everybody in the crew in the back, the ones that make these shows run, you included. Hopefully Pam will jump on. We'll at least put her in a mask or something. That way she can keep her autonomy. Hopefully Jim can make it. Hopefully Paul's going to maybe hopefully swing by. And we're just going to have a Halloween party, have all the crew. We're just going to talk. Maybe we'll ask Sin to come by. Maybe Austin. We'll see who, really good friends of the shows, better said. And it's just going to be like, our second Halloween show. And this one, come with your mask, guys. If you got some pictures or something, send them to me. We'll pop them up there and we'll have a good time. And we're just going to, kind of celebrate the thinning of the veil. I think Sarah's going to be on with me. It's going to be later. The show will be later that day because Sarah gets off work later. We haven't determined the time, but I will let you guys know as soon as I possibly can. Go over and follow me over on Facebook, and I will let you know about that time. That would be the Halloween show. What I got coming up, let's see. I just had Katie Page on last week. Go ahead and check that episode out. Very interesting. She's going to be coming up again. These are my live shows. Next week is going to be live with Riley Watson, Paranormal Life, UFO, Bigfoot, a whole bunch of different experiences. Then I will be having on Paul Anthony from the Paranormal Among Us podcast, and we're going to get into all kind of good stuff. We're going to go over and celebrate his show. He hooked me up. Paul, thank you so much. We got because I guess Sarah jumped on with me too. We got 8 or 9 different subscribers in one night. It was amazing. Yeah, I just hit 1,500. You hit your 5 and then I hit 15. So we're moving, bro. We're moving step by step, bit by bit. Yeah, bro, we're moving, man. We're moving. It's been interesting. I'm gonna have on. Oh, then I'm gonna have on William Hatfield again, live from Hatfield Films, guys. Go and watch his material. He's an incredible film. He's real low key, awesome film creator. Got to check out his stuff. I actually watched. I've only watched one of his episodes, but I was so blown away by it that we just keep in contact. And I asked him to come on. He said, "Of course." Paul Anthony. I'm going to have on William Hatfield. Okay, that's the same month. I'm going to have on Chester Smith again, the guy I was talking about with the Bigfoot grabbing a shirt. He's going to come back on and tell me about his rake. He's seen a rake also in the woods and some haunted experiences he's had around his house. A Halloween show. I'm going to be having on the regular show Steve Ward from the Mothman Museum. He's coming on. That's pretty cool. Right? Steve Ward from the Mothman.
This weekend is the Mothman Festival.
Yes. Right. He told me I can't come on, dude, because I'm going to be busy. And I'm like, I know. So if you want to go out there to the Mothman Festival, over in, was it Pleasantville?
Point Pleasant.
What's it called? Point Pleasant, Pleasantville. Isn't that a TV show or something? A movie? Smallville. I'm going to have on Albert Rosales is going to come on. UFO experiences. I'm going to keep them coming, guys. Thank you so much, Daniel, for your impromptu jumping in. Dude, you're doing a lot of amazing things. I've got all my love for you, your show, and your book coming out. When that comes out, we're going to promote the dog shit out of it, dude, because we're going to promote it until you get sick of hearing whatever it's going to be called. The Strange Life of a Man with a Pointy Nose, whatever you're going to call it. I don't know.
Right. Um,
Yeah.
I do want to throw in, because Ray mentioned the Katie Page interview. That is episode number 94 for those of you that want to check that out. It was an amazing episode. There's another one coming up, and if you keep scrolling through, you may find a second one with Katie on there as well.
Yeah, she was on your show twice. That's true.
Yeah, and we're gunning for a third one. Thank you again for having me on tonight, Tom.
Dude, what are you talking about? The other way around, brother. The other way around.
It's always amazing coming on with you. And if I have Jupiter is where I got my inspiration to start doing podcasting.
All right, so, man. Let's not start kissing each other yet. Now, come on.
So yeah, it is definitely always a good experience coming on here. So I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah. So your show is coming up next in about half hour, right?
Yes.
About a half hour's time to give you a chance to put a little something in your gullet, maybe get a cup of coffee in you, whatever you do. I don't know. Maybe do some, maybe pull out your rocks, and I don't know what you're going to be doing. Something like that. I know you're going to be doing something interesting. Oh, I see. Look, he's already grabbed them. Oh God. Be careful,
there's a whole stack of them over here. I have rocks everywhere.
Yeah. I got them too, but most of them are inside my head.
Wow.
It's all good. Thank you so much, Barrett, for all your support. You gave me $22.77 in small increment. I guess he thinks I'm a credit bureau or something. I don't know what that was today. But nonetheless, man, I really appreciate coming on. Please do me a favor, guys. Take this moment and go, if you haven't done it yet, go watch his shows. Go watch the episode with Maria. Go watch the episode with Katie Page, and much, much more over on the Magical Journey podcast. Daniel, I love you with all my heart, brother. Thank you so much for jumping in and helping me out today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Remember, guys, we are the eye. We are aware. Love you all. You have been watching the Eye of Jupiter podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of your favorite interviews. And remember, we are the Eye. We are aware.